Well, this is Frank from Star Wars Autograph Collection. I'm here in Burnley, England at Star Wars Fan Fun Day, and I'm here with Steve Allsopp, who most of the world we know as SITHLORD229. Very nice to meet you this weekend.
And you.
So tell us about SITHLORD229 and what it is that you do.
Basically, the SITHLORD229 channel is a YouTube account really based for Star Wars figure reviews. Not just the Hasbro figures, I mean sideshow figures, the Gentle Giant statues, vehicles, anything that you can collect from Star Wars. I'll probably have reviewed it. But I do a lot of custom work. You know, I mean, like here today we raffled off a Clone Trooper helmet that my dad's actually modified into like a screen accurate prop replica. And we raffled that off, and there's all sorts of stuff that you can find on the channel. So yeah, really cool.
That mask I saw earlier before it was raffled off was fantastic. How much did you end up raising for charity, and where will the money go?
We raised £209, I believe, and the money will be going to Macmillan Cancer Support, which is a charity that operates in the UK. They offer sort of emotional support for people who have suffered at some point through cancer. So to the families of victims, you know, to the victims themselves, and we've had experience with the Macmillan nurses ourselves, what with having family who've suffered from cancer, and they do some brilliant work, and we just hope that this, in the grand scheme of things, this small amount, you know, will do some good. So I hope they make use of it.
Absolutely, that's one of the best things I've seen this week in covering these different conventions is the amount of charity work and the importance of the charity by all the groups. It's so important. It says a lot about the fans of Star Wars. Now, I've been a fan of your work online. How did you get involved in doing these reviews? Because they are so thorough and they're very professionally done. How did you get involved in that?
I started doing reviews around 4 or 5 years ago, and it was actually through watching someone else do reviews. I believe he was called Steve as well, and he's from Australia, and he went by the username Jedi Master, something like that. And yeah, I just watched his videos, and I thought, you know, at the time my collection was all in storage. And I had nowhere to display it, and I thought, you know, the only way that I'm really going to get any use out of this collection is by showing it to everyone. I mean, I had no close friends that shared my hobby, so I thought, yeah, you know, I'll have a crack at this. And it was really amateurish at first, you know, using really chunky cameras, really bad quality sort of stuff, and then just as the viewers build it up and the following build it up, then I started, you know, being able to use more sophisticated equipment, and obviously I became a little bit more confident in front of the camera, and it is what it is today, and I'm absolutely blown away by it. Really, it's still very, very humbling.
Well,
so.
it is great work. Now, when did you start to collect? How did you get involved with collecting the items yourself?
It depends what you mean by collect, because I started purchasing figures when I was around 6, 7 years old, and at that time I was still playing with them. Drawing on them and cutting them up and all that kind of stuff. So, but I guess I started seriously collecting, and putting my figures up on shelves where I couldn't damage them. Probably around 2002. Yeah, so around 10 years ago is when I officially started collecting, if you will. Yeah, it's just grown from there.
Now, do you have a prized item in your collection?
This thing, for definite. It's convenient that it's there, actually.
There it is.
This is I mean, if you've seen the video, it's a scratch-built replica of an E11 Stormtrooper blaster that my dad constructed from the ground up. And you know, even though I have favourite items in my collection that I've bought, you can't replace something like this. You know, you can buy a Master Replicas item, but when it's something that's been given this much care, attention, work, and time spent on it, really, it's just irreplaceable. So this is, if my house burned down and I managed to salvage this, I'd be happy. You know?
Now, your father, you said he did the helmet and he's made the weapon. Is he a Star Wars fan as well?
Probably not as much as me. I mean, I think rather than being a fan of Star Wars, I think he likes the technical side of it, if you will. You know, he'll scavenge the prop forums and all that kind of stuff, whereas I'll stick to the toy forums. And he just loves the craftsmanship and the detail and the prop side of things, rather than being a general fan. I mean, he likes Star Wars, obviously, since he's here today and does all this stuff, but Yeah, he's definitely more of the I'll create this helmet rather than I'll sit down and watch the film sort of person. So.
That's great. Now, last night at Dinner with the Stars, you were presented a poster with signatures from all the actors who were here today, and you designed. Can you tell us what it was that you designed and how you got involved in the
basically, it was just after coming to last year's Fan Fun Day here in Burnley. I had such a fantastic time, and I was here like everyone else, just wandering around, checking out the stalls and visiting people, buying things. And after the event, Neil, who organised this fantastic event, he actually contacted me on Facebook. So I made a video of the event, and he was like, "Oh, I really loved the video that you did, and hope you're going to come along next year." And we just got talking from there, and gradually I just started, because I'm a graphic designer by profession, and not only is it an occupation, it's a hobby as well. And so I really enjoy just sitting in front of the computer, opening Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator or whatever, and just sitting there and designing. And when you combine a love of design for a love of Star Wars, it's like heaven. And I just started knocking out all these designs for the tickets. I didn't ever think they were going to get used, but they did, and it was brilliant. And Neil wished that he could have put one of the designs that I did on a T-shirt. But yeah, it was the poster for the event that I designed and threw up on the Facebook page, and Neil had it printed off and signed as a thank you gift, and I was really
nice.
Yeah, that was brilliant. I had a tear in my eye at the end of the night. So, yeah.
Now, this weekend was May the 4th, International Star Wars Day. What does it mean to you today as a fan and as someone behind the scenes to be here at this event?
It means, walking around, like if it was last year, walking around and just checking out the stores and purchasing things and then leaving, it was great because it was my first Star Wars convention. But this one, having a stall and having people coming up to you, and we've had a lot of stuff out on display, and having sort of being given praise for some of the stuff that you've done, and having people recognise you from the web, it's very humbling, and it just, that's why you do it, if you ask me. Because we have little kids coming up and getting excited because they've seen my videos on the web and then they've seen me in person, and I'm sitting there thinking, what is it about me that you're so amazed by? But yeah, it's that kind of thing that means the world to me, and obviously all the fundraising stuff, and it really brings out the best in people. I think events like this, it really does bring out the best in people.
So Stephen, thank you so much for your time. It's been great to meet you in England, and enjoy the rest of your day here.
You too.
Thank you.